Oh, I think scores. 5 scores. Oh,
Ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back again on another episode. We will probably,
Yeah, the shades on from high
yeah,
school time.
we back with another episode. We got the experts podcast, the best podcast, best sports podcast in Ireland, in the country, in matter of fact. Uh, we got yet another NFL Sunday episode, NFL Sunday preview, brought to you by the good folks at Red Trio. Remember to get your NFL Sunday ticket package with Red Trio each and every Sunday, every football game that you can't catch on cable or you can't catch otherwise. Pick it up on the NFL Sunday ticket for trio and triple play customers, no additional cost. So back at it again, the Experts Podcast, member of the Solid Network, so all rights reserved. It's your boy Sanzo. We got CJ the Robocop. He appearance today.
you're true.
Uh, we got uh, we got Grayland. Okay, Grayland, just already still don't sound like it. Anyway, we got G.
You got G. All right, I can put G there next time.
We got G.
Ooh.
Hey, that's good, George. George, what y'all feeling about this week? The Sunday picks.
Yeah, boy. Hi, man.
I just hope put it in like last week.
Hi, man.
Last week was a
Speak for
weird week.
yourself.
Last
Ain't
week was a
another
weird
too
week for
bad.
everybody.
Last week was weird, but four
Weird week
backup
for everybody.
quarterbacks.
If
Four
you ain't
backup
pick the
quarterbacks
Jets,
run the road.
last week was a weird week.
You had four backup quarterbacks run the road. You had MVP candidate gone out potentially for the season. You got the Rams making a trade to, I don't know, make a super team, at least on defense. But last week wasn't a normal week. But you got Odell finally getting released. I mean,
Oh, thank Lord.
but when you talk about, I feel like when you talk about this season in general, last week could be one of the weeks, if not the week to talk about.
Yeah, last week was a crazy week.
Yeah, I guess
A
so.
lot went down. A lot went down.
Jameis gone down too.
Yeah, Jameis went down. So we got more backup quarterback play this week as well. You know, that's the main stuff. How y'all before we get into the picks, how y'all feel about the Browns releasing Odell? Did y'all see it coming or was it a surprise?
I saw
didn't
it
see.
coming. I just didn't thought they'd do it in the middle of the season. I saw it coming based on salary versus production. Like they was trying to trade him for a minute, but it's the fact that his contract is so big. It's like what I traded for him for, and the past 2 seasons he is injury prone, and now like it looked like he can catch COVID in PMH. So it's like what they want trade for him for? So now I guess they released him, but the thing is they put him on waivers. So it's like when you're on waivers, you don't get to pick where you go. If a team claims you, you have to go to that team. So the thing I saw this morning is I saw a report came out that Odell says if he doesn't go to a contender or if a non-contender claims him, they're gonna have issues with him, which I agree with.
He said that they're gonna have issues with him, or
Or
he
his
said that
agent
he.
said then.
And they reckon.
Okay. I mean, I didn't read it right. I only read that he wants to go to a contender. I didn't catch the last part.
Yeah, but he wants to go. He said that he wants to go to this contender, and then his agent said if a non-contender picks him up, they probably would have problems with him because he
Okay.
doesn't want to play there.
Okay. That makes
Plenty
sense.
drama. Plenty drama. I expected it. Like the X Factor said, I didn't expect it so soon after the trade deadline. But I mean, you gotta look at it too. The dude was pretty adamant that he didn't really want to play there no more. His people just adamant they didn't want to play there no more. So he, you got to at least eliminate the distraction to some degree. And they tried to send him home. I guess they felt Houston was just the best option.
I mean, the Browns was basically playing without him anyway. So I don't see no increase or decrease in their production. So it ain't no difference for them. They
Yeah,
can still be what they've been all season.
basically. Yeah, he wasn't really a factor this year at all. You know what I mean? So you'd hope that they try and make a play like that work, but if he ain't really giving you the on-field production, then
Yeah.
now why he isn't giving you the on-field production, that might be up for debate.
Some people have some 11-minute views about that, but you know.
Yeah, that might be up for debate. But let's keep
Yeah,
it
yeah.
pushing. So the games this week, we got a few games this week. Let's take it from the top. The first game we got is the Saints and the Falcons at 1 p.m. This is in Atlanta. So, well, actually, it's in New Orleans. My bad. It's in New Orleans. How do y'all feel about this game? What's your predictions on how this game will go?
Um, well, from
The
what I
Simeon
saw,
starting, right?
yeah, they have Simeon starting
Yes,
instead of your boy. I actually pick
Jason
up
was
Simeon
surprising.
on my waiver wire because I need a quarterback as Tom Brady on bye. Um,
You
but
want Tom Brady in the
I ain't
league.
trusting in this. I ain't trusting in this. I know. But the Falcons so trash right now. I want to go New Orleans, but then Matt Ryan is have like 1 week he's just have a flashback game to 2015, and then him and Kyle Pitts is just go off. Uh, boy, I seen this actually being a close game, even though the records are different. And New Orleans record looks pretty good for now. To be honest, they on a 3 game win streak. I ex- I expect them to lose today. I
You expect New
expect
Orleans to lose today?
yeah, I expect the Falcons to actually win this one. Even though if you look at the stats, yeah, New Orleans this, New Orleans that, New Orleans the next, they better. At the end of the day, that starts with your starters and your starting QB. That backup, if you see what happened to White with the Jets, like I told you last week, the backup looks good at the beginning because no one knows his style of play. Now, fellas, them watch one little piece of
You
tape.
bring in
Fellas, them catch you up. That's it. Now,
uh,
Atlanta
um
defense ain't that strong, but I expect them to pull it out at the end.
don't bring in Mike White and that. I mean, dude got injured after what he scored. I think scoring a touchdown. Like he was actually playing good. Ain't nobody figure him out. He just
Yeah,
got
but
injured and left the game.
you really think they're gonna beat the Colts?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably.
you know better.
But
But
nothing
they're
in that
playing better
game.
though.
Nothing
They're
in that
playing
game
better.
suggests that they couldn't win. He just went out with injury. So
Yeah,
I agree with you in terms of the fact is backup quarterbacks just take a game or two to get figured out. But Mike White, maybe the Colts wouldn't have been the ones to figure him out. He might have had a big game. So,
I doubt it.
I
But
know they
okay.
would win that game. I think they would have definitely competed while he was there. So
but the
I can't
question,
win.
okay, let's say you are right. Backup quarterbacks can get figured out in a game or two. You think the Falcons defense can figure out to me?
Um, I'm not sure, but what I learned with backups is they tend to put too much on their plate. Like, like I say, I played.
Mhm.
But I think, I kind of agree with him in terms of the result, but I think it's more so the Falcons. I think the Falcons could find a way to sneak this one. I don't think um, Simeon is even going to be the backup for the rest of the season. I think somehow he's going to disappoint Peyton, and Tyson Hill is going to find his way in our starting spot one way or another before the season ends. So
Yeah, I sort of feel similar to that. But I mean, Well, listen, I was surprised they even decided to start Simeon, to be honest, because I know they
Yeah, me
invest a
too.
lot in Case Simeon. But Simeon did play good coming on the stretch of the last game when Winston got injured. I guess it's. I mean, it comes down to how much faith you put in, like you say, in those backup dudes. Because as critical as I am of Jameis, them dudes are still a step down from him. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So how will the Saints handle that adversity? Um, I got the Saints. I believe that Simeon would play decent enough to get the W here. They still got Kamara. Um, so that's a big chunk of their offense still on the field.
And
I
if
think
you,
they'll just go ahead.
but if you watch that defense too from last week, that defense was impressive against Brady. Was it last week
Exactly.
or week before last week?
Yeah, that last game.
Yeah, yeah, last game. Sorry, that defense was impressive against Brady. I mean,
Exactly.
Simeon came in and he held the fort and managed the game. But that defense, when you give Brady the ball, I thought Brady's coming back to score. That defense actually held his own. So if it could hold his own against Brady, it should be a cakewalk against Matt Ryan. So given
And
that,
I
I
read,
think I may have to. I think I'm going to go with the Saints.
yeah, and I read the stat here that Cam Jordan has 21 career sacks against Matt Ryan, which is the most sacks for a player against a single quarterback since they officially started recording sacks. So yeah,
Uh,
so he seemed to have this man number
yeah,
a bit. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be a close one because, like you say, I think definitely Matt Ryan has the potential to go for a vintage Matt Ryan game, and just really
days
put
come and
pressure on
die.
him.
Days come, they rare. Days just pop up out of the woodwork.
Rare. They very rare. They very
Yeah,
very rare. Uh, but I think I get the Saints in a close one. Very
yeah,
very
yeah.
close one. But I decided the Saints.
Yeah, I think I would too. I think I would on the Saints mainly because of their defense, not so much. I don't think the storyline could be. I mean, the storyline will be Travis Simeon just because he's the backup, but I think the defense is gonna actually be the reason the Saints win this game.
Yeah, I feel the same way. All right. Next up, I think so. X Factor picked the
You pick Falcons, I think.
Falcons. You picked Falcons. Okay.
No, you pick Falcons.
Yeah, you picked Falcons. You picked Falcons. All
Oh
right.
yeah, yeah. Sorry,
Next up, we got the Cowboys and the Broncos. Cowboys and the Broncos. This one will be at Arlington, Texas, and Arlington, Texas, and Dallas. What's your thoughts on this one?
Dak is back, right?
Yeah, he's back. He's back. He's back. Should be a,
Okay.
should be a high scoring showdown.
Yeah, I have no reason to. I have no reason to believe Dak would fall off. I mean, if he's back, then that means he's not 100%, but he's healthy enough to go to continue his MVP case. The Broncos is never one to really talk about in terms of defense. And then they lost Vaughn Miller. So they even worse now. They lost their best player.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't see the Cowboys coming off that big
yeah,
win last week. I don't see the Cowboys dropping to the Broncos. The Broncos should be in a free fall right now.
yeah. I mean, like you say, they lost their best player, their best defensive player. Um, they have never been um, a real. I mean, they had a 3-0 start, but really fell off since then. Um, barely tread water. Doc has been, we talk about MVP candidates a lot on this podcast. I don't think we ever mentioned Doc as a legit MVP candidate.
No, the last time we spoke about MVP candidates, I don't think he was in our top five.
No, no. I mean, I think he definitely have to be in the top five. Do that. That's what only one game where he threw under 3 touchdowns for the season. So I mean, against a compromised Denver defense, I don't see why he can't continue to put up numbers.
Yeah.
Um, this to me is going to be. I'm not going to say an easy win. I think with Bridgewater's capability to just marching back and forth for stretches, but I still go with the Cowboys in this one. The weaponry is too much.
Yeah. I agree with you. And we could kind of guess what X Factor could say, since I know you're listening. He'd probably go against us and pick the Broncos, right?
Yeah, you can see the Broncos,
Because he like to go against us, right?
and they
I
can
think he, I think he'd agree with that. I think he definitely go with the Cowboys in this
like.
one. See now, Cowboys or
Right.
Broncos? Who you got?
After listening y'all talk all that foolishness, but damn Doc and MVP crap.
Doc in the top
Boy,
five? Five? You can't get in the top five? Henry gone.
yeah, because Henry might scrap 5. But
They score.
yeah, I got Cowboys winning this one. Only because obviously the Broncos in a rebuilding phase now. Offense look like trash. I trying to trade something in my fantasy now. Ain't nobody want him. Um, and Bridgewater is just there. I feel as a temporary fix, but I think they
Yeah,
go
of
and
course.
draft a quarterback and get some other pieces this summer. And I guess they tanking for whoever they see coming up. But I get Cowboys in this.
Yeah.
All right, Cowboys. So we got Cowboys all around. Next game, another 1 p.m. game. We got the Hawks versus the Panthers. Should be
Oh,
an
this is easy
interesting
one.
game for a few
Mm.
reasons.
I,
We all got
I,
in this one.
first 3 weeks of the season, I would have said big game, but since week 4, Panthers ain't really been
You know better.
ain't really been performing. So I mean,
I think the addition of Gilmore, especially seeing that opposition has paid immediate dividends, I think that sort of makes this a little bit more interesting. Um, I
right,
mean,
right, right. Revenge game for Gilmore,
yeah,
right?
revenge game for him. He made an impact last week. So I think if I guess if he wasn't in the mix to sort of add some juice to that Carolina defense, I probably would have go easily Patriots. I probably still go Patriots, but
No man, don't pick
uh,
Patriots.
I think about it a little bit more now. I think about it a little more. I made my pick yet. I just think.
Big man, we waiting on your pick. What do you
Uh,
mean
and
you pick yet?
Donald ain't throw a touchdown in the last 2 weeks.
He playing?
uh,
Yeah, he played last week and the week before, and then in 2 weeks, 6 and 5, he only threw one touchdown. So last time he threw multiple touchdowns was week 4.
Listen, I got with the Panthers. Right, two of these teams got the same record. I feel as if Donald do for a bounce back game. The addition of Gilmore will prove to be a factor in this game. Um, yeah, and I'll stick by the Panthers on this one.
I
I
will
go
be
with
right
Panthers.
back because I got DJ Moore on fantasy. He been stinking the place. I got parts in this one. Um, like I said, Donald ain't throw a touchdown. The last 2 weeks, I don't see why the Patriots defense can allow him to throw one. Not saying that he won't throw one. I'm just saying like he's played less defenses. He's played what team was Atlanta last week and the Giants the week before, and he didn't throw a touchdown. The
Yeah,
Patriots
not a
walk
good
in
look.
here and let him throw a touchdown, I'll be surprised.
Not a good look.
I got the
Not a good
parts
look
in
at
this
all.
one, mostly because of their defense.
well, obviously, we know my pick. My team is on a 2-game winning streak. The Patriots are on a little streak. We 4-4. Obviously, people saw us play big teams this year, and we still haven't gotten blown out yet. When it comes to teams like this, Um, Sadly and surprisingly, we tend to play down to our competition. Um, so I don't expect this game to be a blowout because at the end of the day, like you say, Gilmore has been a key part of the Patriots defense for years. So obviously he'll have inside tips for his teammates to let them know, hey, this is how Bill operates. This is what he's gonna look for. This is what he's gonna do. Stuff like that. Not means that you can stop it, but you'll be aware of it. Secondly, too, um, Christian McCaffrey is off IR, so that part obviously y'all didn't mention. I'm not sure if he's playing today, but he practiced this week. People say he looks good. He may touch the field today. If he does, Sam Darnold will definitely throw a touchdown because I wouldn't even say like how Drew Brees used to throw little 5 and 10 yard passes and they turn into touchdown. Sam Darnold don't even throw the ball past the line of scrimmage. He just is throw wide receivers, running back screens and little flares to McCaffrey, and then McCaffrey's running for 40, 50, 60 yards for touchdown.
Yeah, but
So if he plays,
You think McCarthy getting that much playing time?
McCaffrey is
His first
far
game back.
head and shoulders ahead of any running back they probably ever
Yeah,
had in Carolina.
but
So
I'm I mean about in terms of injury management. Do you think they're really gonna have him on the field that much?
I mean they ain't got nothing to lose.
No, what? Him possibly getting re-injured ain't a big risk.
Man, one
Well,
thing
they
with
are
McCaffrey,
today.
McCaffrey is getting injured almost every week. So you might
Yeah.
as well just let him fly.
No,
He's them
yeah,
type who's
definitely.
get injured in practice and stuff.
If he play, if he play like a full game, like there's no way the Panthers don't score. 100%.
I don't
But
see
I
him
mean,
carrying his normal workload, but I definitely see him in there on passing plays. Maybe they don't give him the ball to run as much, even though he really doesn't get much running yards anyway. McCaffrey is a big fantasy star, but when it comes to actual running yards and stuff like that, McCaffrey ain't no big running back in running yards. He gets a lot of receiving yards and passing yards. So I see him in there on them shotgun plays or play action pass. But to say game the ball and go up the middle, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't give him that full workload for his game back.
Yeah,
But
and
I still
he
picking
ain't
the
really had a
Patriots though.
he had a full week of practice either. So him coming back, he's a little compromised still. But I like as what to say, I think he will play. Sam Donald ain't fully clear. I mean, he's cleared from the concussion, but he ain't really fully there yet either. So you got some injury compromises on the Panthers side. But I think I still pick them. I think the game is close enough to where if those two guys have a great game, they could get the edge. All right, next one on the list. What we got here? We got the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore versus the Minnesota Vikings. You all got on that one.
Um,
Okay,
the Ravens 5-2. I didn't even know.
I'd probably go with Ravens. Just off the fact number one that they're home. Number two, I feel like the Ravens has to keep their foot on the gas. Um, this isn't the time to fall off, and they lost last week. So you can't be going back to back losses when you're trying to win a division. And like I say, this year that division, you got the Browns, you got the Steelers. It isn't really I would say, a tough division like it used to be because those teams aren't performing the way they usually do. But you still want to make sure you secure a good spot and a top spot going into the playoffs, especially with the amount of injuries that they have when it comes to secondary, cornerback, safety, and it also comes to running backs. We don't know how long your running backs can be out and if they can be productive when they do come back in. So, again, Baltimore, because to me, this is a must win. You can't fall to 5-3 after starting off good. if you really want to take control of this division.
Yeah, I got Baltimore too. Baltimore third in total yards. Um, Minnesota 20th in yards allowed. I don't see a team that's 28th in yards allowed. Stopping the Baltimore. Stopping. I guess I should just say Lamar Jackson on the whole. I think Baltimore's offense is too much for Minnesota's defense. Now I think it could be an offensive game, 100%. I think if Minnesota come to play, because we talked about weeks where they is a tolerable team, and then weeks where they competing against the best. Uh, if they actually come to play, then this could be a tight game. But yeah, I got Lamar Jackson and the Ravens taking this one.
Yeah, I got the Ravens. Similar to some of the reasons y'all said. Um, they ranked third in rushing yards, and the Vikings have the worst run stopping rate in the NFL. I think both teams will come to play. We know the Vikings are up and down team, but they do compete, especially with some of the bad teams in the NFL. I expect Kirk Cousins to really have a great game today. But the Ravens have to win this one. They've been dealing with a lot of injury issues still. I think they get back Nick Boyle this week. Sammy Watkins, I think he's still out. But this one of those games where you have to win. You got off to a blazing start to start the season. You know, you had a little bit of, I guess, a few tough losses. You know, you come off a bye week now. You have to try to really get a win like this against a team that's not really that good. It's a good team, but it's not really that good. You know, you got to get a win like this against them. So I go with the Ravens in this one. All right, next one we got on the schedule. We have the Cleveland Browns, who we just talked about, traveling to Cincinnati to face the Bengals. We all got winning this one.
Well, like I said with Baltimore, it's almost the same thing with Cincinnati. They're in the same division. You got the Browns and Steelers who going through turmoil right now, and the Browns at 500. To me, I feel like Cincinnati need to make this a statement game. Come out there and beat the brakes off the Browns to show that hey, you're not in our league, and also they need to win to keep pace with the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are 5-2. Cincinnati is 5-3. You can't lose this game and go 5-4. And then the Browns, if the Browns win, they'll be 5-4. You don't want to tie with the Browns because who knows how this Odell Beckham uh, release will affect them. Sometimes people think, oh, losing a star is the end of the season. But sometimes when you get that guy off the sideline who was the distraction or that guy who was um, asking for the ball or dropping videos or throwing tantrums, and now your team could actually flow. Sometimes you don't want a team like this to go on a 5 game winning streak, 4 or 5 game winning streak just off feeling the freedom of release. So that's why I say with Cincinnati, it's time to put your foot on their neck. This is the first time Cincinnati been good in a long, long, long time. I haven't seen Cincinnati play this good since Carson Palmer was there. So I think this is their game to showcase that hey, this is our year to at least make some noise and catch like a wild card position, make the playoffs. If not make the playoffs, it's still a good stepping stone for your off season to bring in some pieces for next year.
Um, it's a tough one to predict. There's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of standings, outcomes riding on this. For me, I probably lean the Browns. I think the Browns, even though they lost Odell, you know, I think they lost a real distraction in the locker room. A guy that generally, even though these stuff you can't really measure him, they affect your team in one way or the other, right? Um, he was not a big part of their offense. It's still the run game in which they're the best. running offense in the league. However, they face a very good run defense and the Bengals as well. So the game would be decided on the ground, especially for the Browns. I think they have enough offensively to pull out a close one if they can control the pace of the game. Defensively is my biggest question mark with them because despite the big name talent they got on that end, they've been a little lackluster. Um, but I got the Browns in a close one, so I go Cleveland.
I got the Bengals. I think the Bengals is overall a better team than the Browns, and
Far better.
their defense has been proven throughout the season, except last week. I don't know what's up with that, but no, yeah, I got the Bengals defense dismantling uh, um, a confused Browns offense right now. Maybe Baker will come out and try to prove something, but I don't see it happening against the Bengals defense. Uh, yeah, no, I got the Bengals in this one, and the Bengals was kind of embarrassed last week too because they trying to pass themselves off as a top tier team in the league, and
They definitely embarrassed.
they get beat from no a 1-6. They was 1-6 or they 1-6 now. They was 0-6 when they beat them.
No, only
No,
one.
but they
They
beat
had
the
a,
Titans.
Only
yeah,
one team here win. That's the team
Yeah,
you all picked
yeah,
last week.
I'm talking about the Jazz beat the Jazz wasn't 0-6 last week. It was 1-6 because they beat the Titans,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
So
They
yeah,
beat the
so
Titans.
getting beat from a 1-6 team, that's embarrassing, bro. Especially if you're trying to prove to people that you're the top their team. So they embarrassed, and they come this week to show that that was a fluke, and they up there with the best of them. So I don't see the Browns getting one over on them this week.
All right, so we got Bengals, Browns. As the lone soldier on the Browns
Yeah,
here.
the only thing the Browns actually have is a run game, and that's all they had all season. And their running back still bang up. So even if your running back's coming back, um, the whole game plan Cincinnati will put in stop the run. Once you stop the run, and Baker don't even have his drop off the pass to now, or like Odell say, I demand double coverage even when I ain't good. So now if Odell in there demanding double coverage, Jarvis have a knee injury, who you throwing this ball to if you stop the run? Once Cincinnati stops the run, I feel like this is an easy game for them.
Yeah, once they make Baker pass the ball,
Yeah, they
it'll
have to
be
make
their
Baker
game.
beat them. Once they do that, then they'll win for you. Um, next game we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. What's your take on this one?
Um,
Man, you must need to set them.
this should be
But they say
easy.
you
I
gotta have
I
a
got the
you gotta have a
Buffalo
take.
easily. Buffalo. What my thing is, like I say, I hate when teams play with their food because these the games where you come out lackluster and you end up getting beat. What teams have to realize is, and guys have to realize is, sports is a game of momentum. A lot of big teams I realize who lose to teams like this, they come out and they come out sluggish because they feel like we could always pull out in the end because we have better players. Not realizing that once you give that their team a little momentum and a little confidence, it's almost like a momentum keeps them going. So what I tell guys on any team I play on or any team that I look around and I say, but if you was the better team, punch their head off in the beginning. So what Buffalo has to do is you gotta come on the first quarter and let the score be 21 zip or 21-3. And then you could start saying, hey, we could start shutting it down after halftime. Once we get out of the locker room, we come out, put up one more score. And if the Jacksonville's just there to play a game and get a game check, then you could start saying, hey, let's look at our backup. Wide receivers who got injuries, y'all take a couple routes off, stuff like that. But don't come out into the game off the break feeling like, oh, we playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, so you know, let me just feel them out. Let me come play them because before you look, Trevor Lawrence could put 14 points up on the board. Like
Yeah,
he been
but
putting up
but
some yards.
But that's not Buffalo's MO though. At least not this season. They've been pushing it down people's throats from the
Exactly.
start to finish. So I have no doubt that that's what they're gonna do. And then too, like you say, going back to what you said, like I think there's a difference in professional sports where like what teams got to realize that all these people is professionals, all these players, they pro athletes, bro. They're seeing C.I. Gibson playing Aquinas. Well, they could
Hey,
blow us out with their eyes closed. Like this, these dudes legit professional athletes, bro. Like so, you play with your food for 2 seconds, and you can see why they pro athletes. The talent is different. You could say you have a team with better talent, but you can't sit there and pretend as though you playing a high school team. They
of
professional
course,
athletes for a reason.
and then sometimes it's not even just better talent; it's just better positioning. Like sometimes you could have a top guy like Lawrence, but he goes to Jacksonville. That don't mean Lawrence dead. Jacksonville dead. Lawrence on another team would be good. So sometimes, like the guys on that team, like you say, all of them are professionals. So the guys on that team could be stars on other team. Sometimes it's just that the play calling, the coaching,
Yeah.
the environment is a losing environment. But the second you get them fellas a little confident, you play with them, Lawrence could come out in there and throw 350, 400 yards easy, and those wide receivers could wake up. Um, the defense could start batting ball down, getting stops. Next thing you know, you fighting from behind and you trying to warm guys up who already had in their mind that hey, if I only come out here for 1 2 hours, get my game check,
Mhm.
and then go take the wife and kids out to dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I agree with everything y'all saying. You can't really play with your food. Not, and we've seen this week after week in the NFL. The minute you slack off, whatever you think you got an easy game, the next thing you know, you let the Jets eat your lunch. You know what I mean? You let the Texans beat you or something like that, right? So, with that being said, I feel it's very difficult to lose to this version of the Jaguars team. Um, I
Unless
feel
it's the
like you got to have to
Dolphins.
be, unless it's better. I feel like you got to be doing some real slacking to lose this Jaguars team. So yeah, I expect the Bills to win this one easily, only because, like I said, it's very difficult to lose this Jaguars team. They don't really have a winning formula as yet, so I go with the Bills. All right, next on our list, we got the speaking of Dolphins, we got this is a premium toilet bowl game. This must see toilet bowl TV. Uh, we got the Dolphins versus the Houston Texans. We got to win for the Dolphins this week. What y'all saying? Give Dolphin fans some good news.
Let me see this game. Let me look at the injury report first. Dolphins surprisingly a better team than the Texans.
Oh, they are.
Tua is questionable though. He should still play. I don't think that's no major.
I think Tua is playing. I think they say Tyrod Taylor coming back.
Tara Taylor starting, yeah.
Yeah,
Tara Taylor has played 2 games so far this season, and he was doing pretty good. I think the first game he had 250, two
doing
hundred fifty
really good.
yards. Second
Yeah, he was
game,
really good.
which was when he got injured, he had won something before he got the injury, so he was playing pretty good. Uh, but I think regardless of how good he play, I don't think Texans can win the game. Uh,
They
yeah,
shouldn't win
I
this.
no, yeah, I got the Dolphins in this one. Um, uh, Boy, that's tough for me to say. Why I got the Dolphins?
If Davis
Yeah.
Mills was playing, I think this would have been an easy win for the Dolphins. Because they just couldn't generate any offense with him at all. So I'd have picked this to be an easy win if he was playing. Tyrod Taylor, like you say, he did look really good. I mean, Grant, the first game was against the Jaguars, so take from that what you will. Um, but he
I
did
want
look
to
good before he got injured.
yeah, I want to pick the Dolphins, but I can't. But I got the Texans in this one. I can't create no logic in my head as to why I think the Dolphins should win this game. I got the Texans. Tyrod Taylor has
Yeah,
looked. I mean, Tua look good too, but the Dolphins are Dolphins. I got the Texans in this one.
Tua don't
Yeah,
never look good.
Tua look
I go
good.
with the
Stop it.
Texans. I go with the Texans. Like I said, if Davis Mills is playing, I think I'd go on Dolphins. But Tyrod Taylor coming back to me, that evens up the talent a little bit, and it gives a edge to Houston on the quarterback side. Um,
And given
the
the
Dolphins
Dolphins,
defense is one reason why they should win. But yeah, I think I'll go with Texans.
given the Dolphins' ability to lose to the Jags, I mean, to give the Jags their first win in what 2 seasons, a season and a half,
Yep.
is no way. I can never pick them, and then you kind of predict them.
I mean, to be honest, the Dolphins. This is one of the most evenly matched
Yeah, it
matchups
is.
I've ever seen. These is like totally all two of them on 7 game losing streaks. All two of them haven't won a game since week one. Like all two of these teams, the bottom of the league in every stat. So in the games like this, to be honest, COVID over. Um, I go in with the Dolphins. I don't pick the Dolphins, and I don't like to pick the Dolphins. Obviously, y'all pick Houston, but I get in with the Dolphins. Also because the defense is better, and I feel like because they're home, Tua should have a good game. Tua needs to actually prove to his fan base that he's the quarterback. Because if Tua don't prove that he's the quarterback, it's gonna be another situation like what's going on in Chicago, what's going on in San Francisco. Like now they can start saying, "But we need to look for a quarterback." Like if it wasn't for that legal thing, Deshaun Watson would be in Miami right now. Like for them to be still looking for a quarterback when you only in your second year, that should tell you
Yes.
that hey,
Yeah.
it isn't looking good. And like I told you all from Tua was drafted. To be honest, Tua was never the best quarterback on the Alabama team. You got Jalen Hurts who came into the NFL and he is doing good with a team. You got Mark Jones who came into the NFL. He is doing good with a team. So it's like from I saw Tua go down with a hip injury, and then I saw a guy step right in place and played better than him. It just showed me that hey, Tua had seniority. That's why he's in the NFL first. But after you look down the trickle effect, the two quarterbacks who came after him was far better, and it shows now in the NFL. Because if you look at the Dolphins team, top to bottom, defensive wise, they should be top 10. And offensive wise, I feel like they could be much better than what they are now. 30th in the league. I feel like they could be much better than what they put on the field. And a part of that is Tua. He throws some touchdown every now and again, but to be honest, he has a lot of overthrown balls, interceptions over the middle, um, just not seeing wide open receivers and just not making the plays that he should. So even with that said, I think that this is the week he does actually make it. Not to say they can blow them out, but I see the Dolphins winning a close one and pulling out at the end.
So that's Texans,
All right.
Dolphins.
Yep. X Factor picks the Dolphins. Yeah, bookmark that way. Oh, sick. I think pick the Dolphins
Put
for
that
you.
as put that as a title of our show. X Factor picks the Dolphins.
Yeah, we gotta clip that and we gotta share that. This play actually pick the Dolphins. Win or lose, that's a win for Miami. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Uh, all right.
we got our first 4 o'clock game. We got the LA Chargers playing the Philadelphia Eagles. What do I
Mm.
think about that one?
Chargers in a funk right now, bro. I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. Ever since
if the Eagles team beat them though, yeah, I think their rankings, their standings drop significantly. I don't think the Eagles could beat the Chargers. Even on a bad day, the Eagles can't beat the Chargers. Hurts, I mean, not to say I have that much confidence in him, but you got a pretty mediocre team now. It's time to figure it out. Like I say, I've been watching them, waiting for them to figure it out, and it surprises to me that they haven't as yet. Uh, this is probably the game where they have to. But like I say, even on a bad day, I don't think the Eagles have what it takes to beat uh, a team as talented as the Chargers on offense, passing game, run game, schemes. I just think the Chargers overall better team than the Eagles, even on a bad day.
Yeah. Um, Justin Herbert, he have to bounce back. He's had some very inconsistent performances as of late. Um, I don't think the Eagles defense is strong enough to flush them as much as some of the things he's faced in the last 2 weeks. But um, yeah, I expect the game to be competitive because the Eagles have been competitive for the most part. But this is a game we said earlier about certain teams having to win certain games. This is a team the Chargers have to win. They have to win this one. They have to try to get back on track, um, and just get their season back on track. They've had some pretty impressive wins so far for the year. It'd be a shame to let that hype die down, um, and not take advantage of games like these on your schedule. So I got the Chargers.
Um, to be honest, I want to go Chargers, but I don't think I'm gonna. The Eagles are at home, and number one, that's a very hostile environment for a team who's trying to make a statement. Secondly, the temperature in Philadelphia today is 44 degrees. Now, when you come down there, and you got to get used to that compared to your little dome crap in your little sunny California weather. This is probably one of the first games they'll have all season where they're fighting tough conditions when it comes to weather wise. So I think that plays a factor in today's game. Um, Not saying that the Eagles are gonna stump them, but with the Chargers, both of their cornerbacks are out injured. One with a concussion, the next with a hamstring injury. Um, I see the Eagles pulling this one out. The Eagles has a middle of the pack, almost top 10 offense. Their running game is top 10. Obviously, because Hurts runs the ball as well. And I see that defense actually starting to come together than better than it was in the first half of the season. So, with that being said, and the Chargers being on a little fluke right now, I feel like Jalen Hurts does play a good game. But at the end of the day, I think Philadelphia is gonna be ahead. And Jalen Hurts, I mean, not. I feel Herbert also is gonna have a nice game, and when he comes from behind, I just don't think it'll be enough in the fourth quarter for him to pull out the win against the Eagles.
All right, so we got Chargers, Eagles.
Yeah.
Chargers, Eagles. All right, cool. So I actually had skipped a 1 o'clock game. Another 1 o'clock game we have in New York, East Rutherford, New Jersey. We got the Giants. They taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. This is an interesting game for me because I think the Giants they only 2-6, but they it feels as if they've been playing better than 2-16. Um, despite all the injuries, Daniel Jones is having a pretty good season. Um, he's finding a way to make plays. I do think that it won't be enough. I think the Raiders team they sort of get their footing back recently, since all the well shoots. I can't even say that because now we have another incident that just happened recently with one of their best players. So uh, I think I still go Raiders. Um, they have enough talent still to beat the Giants, but I expect a competitive game.
Um,
Yeah. For the Raiders, it just got to be next man up. I don't think. I think this is a good game for them to even explore that. I don't think the Giants have that good of a defense for them to get lost in their schemes. They have enough talent to beat the Giants, even without their second best pass catcher, third best maybe. Um, no, yeah, I go Raiders. Uh, like you say, Danny Jones is the only bright spot on the Giants right now. I think Saquon's still out, so it's just Danny. I think even Sterling Shepard out. So it's literally just Danny Jones uh, for the Giants. No way they could beat the Raiders team.
Well, like I say, for some reason I feel in home games this week. The Giants are home. The temperature there is 27 degrees in New York today. There's another dome team, Las Vegas City Boys, uh, coming out down to New York out in that weather. They lost a key wide receiver this week, but I also know that they have Waller. I need Waller to pick it up now. Because Waller usually be a decoy for these guys to get it, but now since they're a wide receiver short, maybe they'll start getting the ball to Waller. But like I say, heading down to New Jersey, I mean New York, same thing, almost. Um, New York being home with the temperature, Daniel Jones picking up his play lately. Um, I just gonna have to go with the Raiders regardless, because it just don't make sense picking the Giants. So yeah, that's my pick.
I like how you make it seem like it's for the Giants too. The
Of
Giants
course
fans
not.
are going to afford to lose more. Uh, we got an interesting one at 425. This is a very interesting one for a lot of different reasons. Um,
Wait, who you
we
pick,
got the,
son? You pick Raiders?
yeah, I pick Raiders. I got Raiders. Um, but yeah,
Oh,
we
let's
got an
pick
interesting
Raiders.
one at 425. So this one here is the Green Bay Packers versus the Kansas
Trash.
City Chiefs. What y'all
Ah
think
boy.
about this one?
Um, this is a game that I feel. These are the games. Remember, I told you last week that shows MVP race. When we talk about MVP race, now you don't have Aaron Rodgers this week. If that Green Bay Packer team could still come out here and beat Patrick Mahomes, like I tell you, MVP means you're the most valuable player. If your team could still go there and win, regardless of you being there or not, I wouldn't say you ain't valuable, but you ain't the most valuable. So, um, this is a game that I see Kansas City actually winning. I feel like this is going to be a jump start to what they need. This is the time to take advantage of a team when you don't have Aaron Rodgers out there. You do have Jordan Love, who's been there and who people was questioning why did they draft him. But now Aaron Rodgers ain't there. Now all of a sudden, I see all week everybody have they love jerseys and everybody behind him and the city is with you. No man, don't run on with that now. Everybody's saying he's the reason why Aaron Rodgers won out. Now you're looking at him to help keep you on a winning path. They're on a 7 game winning streak, but to be honest, I feel that that comes to end today. Kansas City finally came coming off a win. I think that they need to make this a back-to-back win. They're also in Kansas City. You can't lose in Kansas City to a backup quarterback. Come on. You're just coming off a Super Bowl. You've been to the Super Bowl the past 3 seasons. You can't let a backup quarterback come in here with their wide receiver coming off of COVID and you lose. So I feel like this the week Patrick Mahomes them actually get a convincing win and they beat Green Bay in this one.
Granted, we've said that week after week. This the week Kansas City coming.
No, no, no. You all said that.
No, but I agree. I think this is the week. I think,
Oh
like
boy.
you say, coming coming off a win, going up against the Packers team without Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I think they was given this. This is a gift from God to say, okay, Mahomes, there you go. Here's an easy one. Not to say this could be easy, but here's a winnable game because this was definitely a predicted L from weeks ago, and now it's a potential W. So I think it's a gift from God. Just the potential alone, just the fact that it's a potential W, because it was a guaranteed L. Just the fact that it's a potential W is a gift from God. I think the Chiefs pull it out. Not to say they figure out their problems, but I think this is a game where they could manage to win.
Yeah, they figured out enough to win this one.
Yeah.
Uh, that's a tough one for me, bro. It's a tough one because I've been, uh, well, first, I mean, how do we say, if Aaron Rodgers was playing, um, if the liar from Green Bay was playing, this would have been a pretty easy W on behalf of Green Bay. I think everybody on this panel would have predicted Green Bay. Jordan Love, I like Jordan Love. He's not Aaron Rodgers, obviously not, but he had a pretty good preseason. Um, he had a pretty good preseason. Week one appearance, he's pretty good as well. So he hasn't had much opportunities, but when given the opportunities, he's produced. So it'd be interesting to see his first game starting how he look. Um, they get back Devontae Adams. They get back Lazard. So uh, this should be uh, they have enough to win. Like you say, the margin of error is definitely smaller because they don't have Aaron Rodgers. But this is one of those games, like I said, that Kansas City has to win as well. But week after week, I've been picking Kansas City, expecting them to flip the switch eventually, and they haven't. The wins that they've had, I don't know if you could really take anything away impressive from those wins. Um, from a lot of them, they still had some of the same problems that they had. Um, so I picking the Green Bay Packers in this one, in a close one. I try not to overthink it, but I think
Hold
I agree
on,
with the Packers.
hold on. For 8 weeks straight, 8 weeks straight, this man picked Kansas City Chiefs in every matchup they had. Not a one matchup.
Can't see Santi making us.
I agree with the
all
Packers.
all that Green Bay talk all season. Wait, listen. All that Aaron Rodgers talk and now the game Aaron Rodgers don't play. You want to pick Green Bay. And then all
I
that
pick the
Kansas
Green Bay.
City talk. Nah,
This
this
boy
the week you can go against
ain't
them.
going against he ain't going against the Chiefs once in a and
Sicko.
I go against keep one. But they didn't show me enough through 8 weeks that they are not as a consistent team as I thought they were. Now, obviously, like you say, this is a very winnable game for them. So if they win this game, this is a game they should win. But we've seen all season that this
Hey,
Chiefs team is a different Chiefs team. So I get rid of the Packers in this one.
that's why I know
yeah.
Mahomes getting off today.
I get rid of the Packers. Uh, what's our next game on the schedule? The next game we got Arizona, 7-1 Cardinals versus the 49ers. You guys got in this one.
Nah, they had a funny injury report. Let me see if that's so sad. 'Cause Murray wasn't
Kyle,
expected to play. And
Kyler is
Hopkins.
game time decision.
Hopkins too.
Hopkins is hindered. Um,
Down strength. So I handle them a little bit.
and like I said,
But
I feel in hometown teams this week, man. I don't know
AJ,
why.
AJ Green
yeah,
on
but
a
but
overnight
even
game
even
list.
but even on the next side though, their wide receiver one, Debo Samuel out. He out because I got him in fantasy. He out. And Elijah Mitchell questionable. That's
They
starting
got
running
George
back.
Kittle coming back though.
Yeah, they do go to us to come back. But that's wide receiver one and RB one.
Um,
I got the 49ers on this one, bro. If Kyler Murray limited, if Kyler Murray limited, Hopkins limited with the hamstring, the offense ain't as dynamic. Um, we know Garoppolo going to kill it every time down the field if he could. Um, I think I got 49ers squeaking over one.
Right. It's a close one.
it all depends, but everything depends on injury. If
On the
Kyler
injury.
plays, I I see him going for it. But if he doesn't, this is an easy one for San Francisco. Um, to be honest, even if Kyler does play it, from you have an ankle injury, it's tough because they have a crappy line. So it's like he always running for his life. So if he hobbled or if he ain't moving 100%, it could be problems in the back there. Um,
And Kyler is probably everybody's um number one spot in terms of MVP candidate. So if he
I
were to
go
miss
in,
this, if he were to miss this game and they lose,
and
that even
obviously, like I said,
raises
that'll
raises
bolster
his
his,
value. Yeah.
yeah, what I've been telling you. But I go in San Francisco just due to the fact that they have more stability right now. Um, this is also obviously based off Kyler Murray's injury and DeAndre Hopkins' injury. On a healthy day, I would never pick San Francisco over Arizona. But from what I have seen with them last game and also during the week practice and stuff like that, I'll have to go with San Francisco once Kyler Murray still could come play today and ball out. And if they win, they win. But in my books, as of now, from what I've seen up to this point, um, I have to pick San Francisco.
Uh, I got the Cardinals. Whether Murray plays or not, I got the Cardinals. And that's solely due to my lack of faith in San Francisco, especially with wide receiver one out. And listen to me, Devo gets almost every ball, bro. Dude, don't be looking at nobody else. And there are we one out. Garoppolo only weapon right now is Kittle. I don't think that's good enough for this Cardinals team, which was not only winning on the offensive end. Their defense is top 10 too, bro.
That was.
Yeah. So, no, I just think the Cardinals just have too much weapons. I don't know who their backup quarterback is, but
Colt McCoy.
oh, okay, see that. But him going in,
Colt,
he have some weapons. He got some weapons to use, bro.
Colt McCoy used to be good. I don't know if he still got it. I used to watch Colt McCoy from when he was in Texas. Boy, he was a thing at Texas, but I don't know if
Was
he still got it.
And then we didn't see what backup quarterbacks could do. You see what they do last week. I think this could be another case of a backup quarterback actually, managing the game. I got the Cardinals in this one.
okay, so we got 49ers, Cards. Okay, our next one we got the Los Angeles Rams versus the Tennessee Titans. This one is in Los Angeles.
That's an 8
How
o'clock
y'all
game,
feeling
right?
about this? This is a 8:20 game. Yep.
Yeah, this is an easy one for me.
Unfortunately, this would have been the game of the week, right? Yeah.
I don't think so. I
Even
think
if
even if Derrick Henry was there, the way the Rams front set up now, you got the defensive player of the year, multiple defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald, who
Vaughn Miller a
stuffs the
lot.
run every time. He ain't no stiff arm in Aaron Donald. Yeah, trust me. Yeah. He has a nasty stiff arm, but look at the guys he's be stiffing arm. Like
yeah,
Josh Norman, them like five
Josh Norman,
eleven,
them,
this and that.
yeah.
Like You stiff arming guys who 5'11", 6 foot, 200 pounds. Cool. But now you going up against 325 pure muscle bully. No, he ain't no stiff arm again there. Also they also pick up Vaughn Miller. Um, I don't expect him to play today. He's coming over with an injury, and plus it's his first week, so I definitely don't expect him to play. Even if he does, it's in limited fashion, maybe a couple third downs or in pass rush situation. Um, Robert Woods is questionable. That's good for me because I have Cooper Cup. Um, Jalen Ramsey is
As if
questionable.
as if Cooper Cup needed any more targets, right?
He does, but yeah. On paper, this look evenly matched or close to in a way, but with no running back. I know Adrian Peterson is there now, but we don't expect Adrian Peterson of 2012. Um,
Speak for
so
yourself.
I
I
gotta
pick him up for fantasy and he's starting.
I pick him up too, and I starting him because I know he's also a very good pass catching back. But
Mhm.
this week, going up against game one in a new system and going up against one of the best defensive lines in the league right now, I can't put AP, who been out the league a whole year, well, almost a whole year. Um, I can't see him coming in there rushing for 150, 2 touchdowns, not against this defense. So yeah, like I say, this one going to the obviously, and two, don't forget, now you're gonna rely on Tannehill more, who hasn't been super productive this year. Also, you got Julio Jones, who look like I don't know, he must he had COVID over the off season or something.
Probably ain't gonna finish
AJ,
the game again.
yeah,
Yeah.
Brown questionable with a knee injury. So it's like Tennessee without Derrick Henry, this record could have easily been 3-5 or something like that. So they on a
Yeah,
4 game win streak. I expect that to be snapped today.
and then Tennessee's defense too. I don't think there's no match for the Rams'
Oh no,
offense as well. Like I
they
mean,
don't
we
have no
talk
number
about
one who can cover Cup.
right. We
No.
talk a lot about the Rams' defense, but Tennessee can't match the Rams' offense either. So,
Real.
uh, should it be a blowout? It should, but will it? I don't know. But yeah, no way
But
the
it's,
Rams losing this game.
it's definitely a potential to be a blow for me.
Yeah,
No Derrick Henry. AP, he looked good the last time we saw him. Or that was like you said, about a year ago. But that wasn't prime AP. You know, that still was a good player, but not the best version of himself. He can't replace Derrick Henry's production, and he definitely won't do it in week one. I mean, his first week they're playing. Um, so Julio, they get Julio back. You know what I mean? So maybe that may help open things up a little bit for Tannehill, who will have the ball more in his hands. He's gonna have to play a excellent game for them to have a chance at winning. Um, and then we talked about the addition of Vaughn Miller, although how much of an impact he'll have, that may not be anything. But this Rams team knows who they are on defense and on offense. Um, they've been a well-oiled machine all season long. And Tennessee Titans just dealing with too much nicks and knocks, and now a major loss to their identity, which was Derrick Henry. Um, so I expect the Rams to win this one pretty easily. So I go Rams.
okay. My game.
Yep. And our last one on the schedule, we got our Monday night one. Um, and this is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Chicago Bears. Who y'all got on this one? It should be a
TJ Watt,
competitive game.
TJ Watt versus Dustin Fields. That's basically what this
Yep.
is. There's nobody else
Yeah,
matters.
Field, Field's coming off his best game. Um,
Yeah,
but the Steelers also played a really good game last week as well. Uh, our defense lived up to the hype of week, put on it in week one, last game. Um, so we'll see. Uh, I don't know. That this has potential to be a good one. Um,
The Steelers defense show up in week 1, go on vacation, and show back up in week 8.
Yep.
I know they played last week.
They played last week.
They
Like,
played, I can't remember what they played last week.
they played Titans week 1. I can't remember what they played last week.
And it doesn't. It really doesn't
Browns. They played the
matter.
Browns.
They
Yeah,
played
I
Brown.
don't. Yeah, that don't even sound good. At the end of the day, it's an easy one. I game with the Bears. I definitely haven't picked the Steelers most of the year. And they haven't disappointed me yet. So I don't expect them to be there. I see Fields
Yeah,
coming
you
off a
picked
good.
them. You picked them to lose every week.
Yeah, of course. Like I'm doing this week. I think Justin Fields is starting to feel out that offense. Like I said, his first 2 games starting, he played 2 of the biggest teams in the league. You played the Packers and you played the Buccaneers. So of course he looked a little shaky. Now you got games coming up against easy teams, and then you got teams like this who have a big name, as in the Pittsburgh Steelers. But when you actually see them this season, they are middle of the park. Maybe 15 to 20th team in the league. Like they're not even top 10 no more. So it's like, yeah, at this point, um, the Steelers aren't really a easy pick anymore to say, oh, they can win week after week. They're not the dominant Steelers of old who could give you 12 wins a season. So with that being said, like I say, I game with the Bears because I want to see Justin Fields finish the season off strong.
Yeah, I would too. I think Fields is the star of the show. And like you say, I mean, even the last 2 games, like from since his first start to now, you could see his progression. Last week being his biggest week, I think I think that trend is going to continue, and I think he's only going to get better. Steelers don't really have nothing to show. I mean, they got Big Ben. Big Ben just surviving until his time. Till his time up. But I got the Bears in this one. I think Montgomery is coming back too. This. I think now you say Montgomery could possibly play the thing, so that's a plus.
Yeah, I got the Steelers in this one. I think their defense is going to carry over to this week. I don't really see Mike Tomlin losing to a rookie quarterback, even though Fields has been playing really good. The Bears don't have much of a passing game at all. They rank last in almost every pass category you could think of. I think today would be a game decided by the Steelers defense. Um, has little to do with Ben. I just think they'll have enough to shut them down defensively to where they could get this ball game. So I got the Steelers.
Okay.
All right, so those are our picks. Let's hope we had a better week than we got last week. 'Cause last week was pretty rough. Um, very weird week last week. So hopefully no too much big surprise, although we did have a few differences of opinion on some of these picks. It should be an interesting week. Um, with that being said, we'd like to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in once again. This podcast was sponsored by Rev Trio, with the people at Rev Trio Bahamas. Don't forget to pick up your NFL Sunday Ticket package so you can't miss any of these games. You can catch all on NFL Sunday Ticket. If you're a Rev Trio customer or if you're a Triple Play customer, that's no additional cost to you. You get it along with your package. It's pretty simple. Just get up the people at Rev, call them, and they'll get it done for you. So, any final shout outs before we go?
Shout out Adrian Peterson. I on a 2-game win streak. I need this week.
Yeah.
What about you?
Shout out the solid pod, solid network. Everybody who puts us on this platform and make things happen week in and week out. Shine pun. You ain't let me come over for Sunday dinner this week, but It's all good. Shout out also, every week, Tom Brady. Get your rest, bro. We got a second half of the season. Going for ring number 8
How they
or
let
9.
you draft Tom Brady, but you draft him second? They don't like.
No way. We don't draft quarterbacks early in our league. But
I mean, but you to make sure you got him, you probably draft him
I
for a second round.
think
Yeah.
I draft him third or fourth round. But yeah, we got a second half going strong. Also shout out, Mark Jones. Hopefully, Bill put in a claim for Odell. Even if he just takes some pressure off you, we know you ain't game too much ball, but we only need him for the rest of the season. And then at the end of the season, he'll be a free agent regardless. So Odell could come to the Patriots, feel it out, see if he like it. If not, slide out. If he does, you got a young QB there who ready to field you. But in all honesty, I want Odell to go to contender. Not an overpowering contender. Don't go to the Rams, but
Yeah,
because we
because
see what
Vaughn
they do
Miller,
to Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson
yeah,
leave because they ain't getting him no ball because Cooper Cup getting everything.
Vaughn
But
Miller didn't recruit him.
yeah, but Vaughn Miller, pass. Don't let that man put you up on breaks, sell you no dream. He don't catch no ball. He on defense. But I see him. If I was him, I was going someplace. Like maybe the Green Bay Packers. Maybe obviously Tampa Bay would be a super easy choice. Even though,
Yeah,
like I
well,
say, I wouldn't want to see it be that easy. But it is what it is. Um, but yeah,
I'd like
shout
to
out
see him in
Odell
KC.
finally getting his freedom papers. So Odell is a free man, and I hope he gets to choose where he could come back and make a comeback in his career.
Yeah, shout out OBJ. I'd like to see him go to Kansas City. That's my favorite sport
Ugh,
now.
of course not.
Um, I'd like to see him go there. Hopefully, he lands on a pretty good team where he could get some shine. And like I say, with Odell, you always wish the best for him because at the end of the day, you don't want his career to follow a negative trajectory. You already had problems falling out with the Giants. Now you had problems falling out with the Browns. At the end of the day, you want to be able to stay someplace where you can shine and really show off the talent that you are. So I hope that he lands in a great situation and we could put the off the field drama, the BS, behind him.
To be honest, Odell never played with a good quarterback. If he doesn't end up with the Bucks, I still see the Bucks sign him in off season because I see he has a very close relationship with Tom Brady, and also what the boy name Goodman, whatever. The second wide receiver, not Mike Evans, not Antonio Brown. Your boy who there, they have him on a franchise tag. This is last year there regardless. So next year with Antonio Brown now in his 30s and Mike Evans still, I would say prime or maybe on the back end is prime. I would bring Odell in there just to give that extra boost to that lineup because we already see that second wide receiver there. He's gonna leave. So either which way, I see Odell playing with Tom Brady because he knows also that Tom Brady probably only has like after the season probably one more good season in him.
I like it. All right. So, no other shout outs. Thank you all for tuning in once again. We catch you on Tuesday when we recap these games. And as for now, we are out. Y'all have a good NFL Sunday.
Sure, no, it's open.
I figured you got a reminder.
So yeah, Shine.
As a workaholic, right? You ain't got time to be watching that one. Keep it coming on now. I'm spamming and thing, man.
I swear, Jay, who this even is? This way, how do you even find that? Yeah, boy. From that other stuff.
What he
I want to
called
see, I want to see.
He's never up. Don't call him, man.